Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to new standards of excellence.
Yes.
Say yes to engaging reportage with a difference.
Yes.
Introducing Yes International Magazine. The time to say yes to your dreams and aspirations is here.
Good evening once again and welcome to another edition of our Instagram live session. My guest this night is Mr. Charles Inojie. Mr. Inojie is a Nigerian actor, comedian, director and producer. A native of Urowa near Emu in Edo State. He was born according to Wikipedia on March 4, 1970 and that makes him 51 years old. Married to Obehi and blessed with 2 children. He is a 1999 Theatre Arts graduate of the University of Port Harcourt. Among his popular works are The Johnsons, where he plays the inimitable role of Lucky, Corporate Maid, Holy Man, Police Recruit, The Desperate Housewife, Desperate Search, The Royal Hibiscus Hotel, Broken Soul, Open and Close, etc., etc. Now, before Mr. Inojie rejoins us, I would like to appeal on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is the Yes NGTV, THEYESNGTV. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Yes. Now, I need you to tell us your entanglement with acting. How did it start, and what prompted it?
Okay, like I said, I left secondary school in 1987, and I was an art student. I'm one of those bursting with enthusiasm to become a lawyer, a successful one at that. Of course, you know how that period was in Nigeria's political history. It was a time when the civil rights movement in Nigeria was at its peak. So lawyers were highly revered. I did mention names like Olisa Agbakoba, Ganiwa Fawehimi of blessed memory, people like Femi Falana, Michael Zekome. You know, these were lawyers that we all wanted to be like. That was my dream. That was my dream. For family reasons, financial issues, I couldn't go to the university. Immediately I left secondary school, even though I had passed my WAEC and good to go. So I was to stay around again for another 6 to 7 years before I eventually went to the university. But before I went to the university, something happened. As literature students, we were very much involved. Those days, those were days when competition amongst peers was very healthy. You know, you could have how many titles of the African Writer series have you read, and you felt inferior if you were you were unlucky not to have read as much as the rest of your friends. How many Mills and Boone, James Hadley Chase, you know, we read a lot those days. So we had this love for literature, of course, by extension, a lot of the drama texts too, and we wanted to meet some of these writers. It was a dream. those days too, there was a very popular television series, Bassey and Company, written and produced by the late environmental rights crusader Ken Saro-Wiwa. So what happened that I wanted to talk about was the late Professor Bode Osoyin. I think his last, the last place he taught was at Unilag. Had a resort at Ijoko Ota. For those who know Ota very well, I schooled in Ota, somewhere one of the suburbs, called Ijoko. He had a resort that he called Writers Resort. What he was happening there then was every last Saturday of every month, a writer of note would be invited to come and read his works, interface with literature enthusiasts, entertainment writers, and all whatnot. So we became very interested in that. Myself and my friends, Malik Ibitoye. I'm sure you will know Malik Ibitoye.
Yeah, I do. He was my deputy in Encomium when I was the editor of Encomium. He was my assistant.
Madman. Yes, we attended the same secondary school. Even
wow, interesting. Interesting. Good to know that.
We've been friends since 1985 till date. So we became very interested because the participating at the activities in the resort gave us the opportunity to meet with some of the writers we had read their works whilst we were in secondary school. We met people like J.P. Clark, a lot of these big writers. Of particular note was the day Prof announced that the guest reader for the month would be Ken Saro-Wiwa. We all wanted to see Ken Saro-Wiwa for many reasons. One, Bassey and Company was very popular. We wanted to see the writer. We had also read some of his texts while we were in school. Far more than that was the fact that at the time, Ken Saro-Wiwa had taken the Ogoni Bill of Rights, which documented a bill that documented the wanton degradation, environmental degradation in Ogoni land, and his request from the Nigerian state for reparations, so to speak. At that time, he had taken that bill to the UN General Assembly, so he was like a celebrity. We all wanted to meet him. So, like a week to, Prof gathered us and said, Ken Saro-Wiwa is a dramatist. We say, yes, sir. Okay. I want you guys to go put up one drama, as part of his welcome package. Prof, drama, how? We never do drama before. He said it doesn't matter. The man would understand that you are all amateur. Just do something. Where are you? Sent. Write. You can write the drama now. You guys will act it. Steve, you will direct it. Just like that. And so Prof put us for trouble. So reluctantly, I protested. I said, no, I cannot face the crowd. I have never acted before. Prof said, just do it. It doesn't matter. Of course, for fear of not being banned from the resort, I reluctantly joined the ensemble, and we Saint wrote a play he titled Spineless Revolution, which Steve Olide directed. So we acted, myself, Malik, Tony, very many of us then. So immediately curtain fell. That is immediately after the last scene, I ran backstage. I went to hide. I'm sure I would not spoil these people play today. I told this man, I don't want to, we not go here. So I went backstage to hide. I was there when they came to call me that Prof said we should all return back on stage. I said, I don't talk. I knew it. I said it, I didn't want to participate. Now maybe I don't go spoil them. That's why they are calling us back. To my greatest surprise, Ken Saro-Wiwa specifically singled me out. First, he asked if I had acted before. I said no. So, but you did great. It's as if you've been an actor all the way. I said, me care. This man, you won't wind me up. You know? So he now asked what I was doing. I said, well, I'm out of secondary school. I hope to study law. Even though I had not written JAMB, but I didn't want to begin to tell him my tales of woe. So I said, well, I had written, I hope to write JAMB, I hope to go study law, and all that. I said, well, I know of a certificate program in acting in the University of Port Harcourt. It's designed as a 10-month curriculum. You can do that while as a stopgap while you wait for JAMB. Before you write JAMB, the result comes out, the admission processes begin. You would have been done with this program. So I didn't want to argue with a big man. I told him I don't like acting. I have never acted before, but I didn't want to argue. So I just told him, okay, sir, I've heard you, sir. So I left. Like a week or two later, Malik raised the matter again. Guy, this thing, why you don't go do am first? You just see. Now, 1 year now, before you know am pack up now, you don't finish. So you dey craze. Why you not go do acting? Now me you can go do acting, Abi. Then when I fail, come back now, they laugh me, say, hey, I don't go fail. So just like that. But after a while, when it was almost looking like, well, one may not be able to go to school after all, there's no signal that is going to happen. So I reluctantly accepted to go try it out. It was whilst I was undergoing that program that I came to the realization that I had only come face to face with my destiny. So immediately after that 1 year course, I put in for a full degree program and eventually graduated in 1999. Yes.
Interesting.
How we got
That
here.
is your story. Interesting. Yeah. Interesting. Now, professionally, when was the first time you acted, and what fond memories of that first professional acting experience would you like to share with us? Just like you just shared the one of an amateur actor professionally now.
Okay, that professionally would also be two-pronged. Why? In 1996, I had just finished my first year. Whilst we were on holiday, upon resumption, I will be going to second year. Lancelot, my friend, Lancelot Otuwa Emerson, was going to produce and direct a comedy movie that was titled then Year 2000. That was the title. So we were on holidays, and he said, okay, why not? All of us gave me a role, a policeman role. Adim Williams, the late Sam Loco, some other very big acts were the ones playing the lead. And to my greatest surprise, the very first scene, I got everybody, including the cameraman, rolling on the floor. Last way, carry this mark off. Where you carry this mark off from? Who be this? So it was like an instant strike, and everybody fell in love with me. So I am not too sure if I would call that my first professional, because it was pretty much amateurish then. So I was saying, it was not until 2000 I left the university in 99. So in 2000, Lancelot was in Enugu working, and again I called him to say, guy, we don't finish you. Just said, so I would one. because this matter not easy like that. But now trick, I we go use. You just come around, you will follow me, go location, you know. Let's see how it goes. So yeah, I arrived in Enugu. Those days of presidential hotel. Arrived in Enugu. Where did they go up? So one morning he told me, you know what? While I'm going on set to film a scene, you'll be rehearsing the next actors for the next scene. So as they do that one, the producer, the executive producer was Louis Merchandise. Louis Isika.
Okay, Louis Merchandise.
Yes. China McCollins was his associate producer. So they kept watching me from far. The way I was interacting with the actors, rehearsing, some of the lines are restructured. This man, this Port Harcourt man, that time they called me Port Harcourt man. This Port Harcourt man, you not go meet Lance say this your guy, be like say it's Abiola. No go tell you, it's just like if I tell us now, say, make it be my assistant director, and I'm not agree. So I just keep quiet, but the guys are now. You know, just like that. The next morning, they produced a copy of the script for me, and I was officially named Lancelot's assistant director on that set.
What was the title of the film or movie?
That was Exodus. Yeah, it was
Exodus. Okay.
Exodus, yeah.
All right. All right.
So that was how it began. Now, immediately after Exodus was Lancelot was stay back to film Isakaba.
Isakaba.
Great Isakaba. So we met with Chukwuka Emelion, that's Casvid International. God bless you. So, and also this my guy from this is my assistant director. He just finished from Port Harcourt and is here. If you think so, the guy naturally, of course, it was the way of many of the producer EPs there. They don't want any additional office now. Additional stress on the budget. They say, no, Lance, we don't need AD for this. We'll just do this work. I'm not saying it because I want you to dash somebody money. You can ask Louis if the guy knows the way he talks. So I'm sure he also probably did a few inquiries, and they probably told him that, no, I was useful. So again, that
was how you joined Isakaba.
So from thenceforward, I became official assistant director in most of the jobs he did. 2000, 2001, 2002, yeah, until about mid or late 2003.
Interesting. So, what stands you out as an actor?
I'm not too sure. That's like asking me to select an examination for myself and probably also be the examiner. I'm not too sure what that is, or well, I probably know what it is, but I'm not too sure it is a question I should answer. I'd rather.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can tell us what you think makes you unique.
Otherwise, there's something I often say that for you to efficiently deploy any role, any character you are given, you must first dive in yourself and let the character resurrect in you. So when I am given a role to play, first I have to tell myself that this is this character, James. All of the character attributes that James has, maybe Charles has some of them, maybe he doesn't even have any of them. But the bottom line is that there is no relationship between Charles and this person. So how do I completely allow Charles to die and James from him sprout out and assume a life of its own? So it is a formula that works for me effectively. I throw all of myself, everything I have, into every character to make it unique, to make it come to life, so that when you see me tomorrow, you are not seeing you, even though you know me before. Instead of you to not call me Charles when you know before, the first thing you come here, James. Oh, you know where? Yeah. So
just like everybody's calling you Lucky Lolo.
That works for me
Okay.
very well.
All right.